and I had this gut feeling that something wasn't right. And they sat me down and they said, I'm sorry, we're going to have to let you go. And it just took me back. I was just like, whoa. What's going on, guys? It's your boy, the Beast of Ecom, and I'm currently in the beautiful country of Greece. And I wanted to shoot a video, okay, on how dropshipping has completely changed my life. I've generated millions with Shopify, with e-commerce, and I wanted to drop a video just to inspire you guys. But first, before I head on and carry on with the video, let me just show you guys the view really quickly, okay? Let's just head out onto this balcony and show you guys this view real quick. As you can see, now, as I mentioned, I wanted to drop this video just to inspire you guys, okay? Because dropshipping has completely changed my life. I've generated millions with e-commerce, with dropshipping, and it's allowed me to do things that I never thought I would be able to do. Travel to places that I've always wanted to travel, such as Greece, and of course buy the things that I've always wanted to buy. And things haven't always been this way, okay? So I want to share with you guys my story, give you a personal insight, where I've came from, where I've gone, and the troublesome things that I've gone through to get to where I am today. So let's head back inside and jump straight on with this video. Now, anyone can make a video to saying they've made X amount of money with e-commerce, with dropshipping. That's all well and good, but let me show you guys some numbers, okay, some proof. So I'm just going to jump into my computer. I've got my laptop down here, and let me just share my screen and show you guys. So as you can see here, 2.1 million, okay, over since from October till about May the 31st. This is just one of my dropshipping stores. I'll scroll through the numbers, as you can see, go through each date, because I know there's a lot of skeptics out there who always think things are fake. So let's just refresh the page as well. So we're all refreshed, exactly the same numbers, okay. Wait for it to load. 2.1 million, as you can see, from October the 1st 2017 to May of this year. So I'll just go by month, so you can see October, you can now see November's, and I'll go through as well. Let's go through and show you guys February as well, as you can see, of this year, March of this year as well. Close to 700, all of the numbers exactly as they should be. Let me just show you guys a date as well. As you can see, March the 8th, 26k. We'll refresh the page as well, because again, I know there's loads of people who always don't want to believe. And as you can see, exactly the same, okay? How did I get to where I am right now, okay? I didn't just wake up and be good at e-commerce. You know, I'm just an average person. I'm not from any privileged background whatsoever. You know, I don't have anything, I don't have any superpowers or nothing like that. I'm basically like any person who may be watching this video and started exactly right from the bottom and knew nothing about dropshipping, knew nothing about e-commerce at one point. My first sales ever came from eBay. Now, I know a lot of people have heard of eBay. I used to do some eBay selling, and what I used to do is I used to import snapback hats. If you don't know what they are, just do a quick Google search. And at the time here in the UK, you couldn't buy them. You could only buy them pretty much from the States. And I saw that as a little bit of a gap in the market. So what I did was I imported some snapback hats from the States and started selling them on eBay. Now, it was all well and good. I wasn't breaking the bank or anything like that. And at one point, my supplier let me down, and I was overwhelmed with exams and stuff like that at that point, because I was currently still in school at sixth form, and decided to kind of knock it on the head. So I didn't kind of progress with it, but in terms of my initial sales, it was eBay where I kind of got my first taste of, you know, making money online. Now, after sixth form, I went to university, and a lot of teenagers who may be in this situation may be thinking, you know, they don't really know what they want to do at university. And I kind of knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't want to be in the corporate world. You know, I went to university and studied business and management. It was very much all theory. It basically prepared you for the workforce, which what I did not want to do. I couldn't see myself working the average 9 to 5 or being a corporate manager in sort of bank or anything like that. I've always wanted to live on my own terms, have my own business, and just live that laptop kind of lifestyle. But university pretty much prepares you for the workforce. It's a shame, but it's what happens, and they don't really give you real life business skills from what I found in terms of like taxes and all these sorts of things. Throughout university, I tried it all to make money online, all sorts of online ventures. Most of them, pretty much 100% of them, completely failed. We're talking from making websites for people to advertise on, and stupid little things like that I used to do with my friends, and none of them worked out. All of them literally were pants. So I graduated, and the natural course was to get a job, get a standard 9 to 5. Now, I didn't go down the route of getting a graduate role, which most graduates tend to do. The long-winded process, and again, like I mentioned, being in a corporate sort of, big massive corporation and stuff like that, didn't really appeal to myself. So what I was doing was I was applying for local roles. At one point I was applying to be a postman. At one point I've had tons of different 9 to 5s and was a toilet cleaner at one point. Yeah, I was a toilet cleaner at one point. It was a temp role. It was only for about 2 weeks, but nevertheless, at one point you could say the beast of ecom was a toilet cleaner. But done tons of different 9 to 5s. I didn't enjoy any of them. Waking up in the morning, long commutes, always trading my time for money. And again, nothing was really, I was never passionate about none of the 9 to 5s that I was working for, because like I mentioned, I always wanted to have my own thing. I always wanted to be my own boss and have something that I could call my own. So I'm working my 9 to 5, and it was a marketing role. I was probably on about 18k a year, and what I was doing at that point, I wasn't making any money online. I've never heard of Shopify, never heard of dropshipping, never even heard of the concept before. But what I was still doing is looking online and trying various different things to try and make money online. And what I'd done one night while I was online browsing all sorts of different things, I came across a forum which I always used to visit, called Black Hat Forum. Some of you may know of it, some you might not have heard of it. Do a Google search after this video. And basically there was a thread on there, and it was called How I Made, I think it was $5,000 or $10,000 per month selling free products. And it instantly just, it sparked my interest. I was like, how is someone doing that? Okay, how on earth are they making $10,000 per month, selling free products? It completely blew my mind. So I read the thread from top to bottom, completely read everything, everyone's reply. And when I got to the end of the thread, I thought, wow, this is crazy. Okay, that's when the guy was talking about Shopify, he was talking about drop shipping, and it was all coming together. And I thought, this can't be that hard. This cannot be that hard, the way they're explaining it. You get a product from China at, £1, you sell it to, whoever you want to be in the world for £6, and you make the difference using Facebook adverts. How hard can that be? The following weekend, I put everything on hold, and that was it. I wanted to go full steam ahead and learn everything I could about Shopify, everything I could about drop shipping. So what I was doing is consuming as much information as possible, looking at YouTube videos, joining Facebook groups, trying to find out who was doing the most. Okay, who was absolutely crushing it in space. I wanted to follow those guys and learn as much as I possibly could. Once I then knew how things kind of worked, I then put together my first store. Now, my first store, I went down the niche route, which you will see was a mistake later on. But basically, I got a niche store up and running. I put my heart and soul into everything. Got the website looking fantastic. Got my products went onto AliExpress, got my products and put them all onto my website. I thought, this was all fantastic. Got my my Facebook page all up and running, my ad account, and all these sorts of things all set up, and ran my first adverts. Sat there, launched it, and checked it the next day, no sales. But I'd spent close to £20. The next day, again, no sales. And I was scratching my head thinking, okay, this is strange. I should have had a sale by now. What on earth is going on? And you know, days went by and I spent close to £80. I was watching the money just go up and no sales. I was checking those, you know, there was no sales on my phone whatsoever. And I thought there's got to be some sort of glitch here or something like that. And it was mind-boggling, but I didn't give up. And what I then did is I tested a different product, cut that one, went on to a next product, that failed, went on to another product, that failed, tried another product, again, that completely failed. Not one sale at all, okay? And at that point I was thinking, okay, this isn't as easy as people are making it out to be. But again, did not give up. So I tried another product, okay? And at that point I got a sale. Bearing in mind I was probably about, you know, £400 to £500 down in the red, but it validated the system, and that was all I really needed. All I needed was that one sale to prove that, okay, this concept works, okay, Shopify works, dropshipping works, Facebook adverts work, and that was all that I needed to be able to go forward. And you know, all of the big, you know, at that point obviously I was a small fry, so all of the big screenshots and, you know, the daily revenues that people were posting and stuff like that all became real. Now the first sale is always fantastic. You will never forget your first sale. If you haven't got it yet, not to worry, it will come, don't give up. But if you have already got your first sale, you will know what I'm talking about. You know, sitting down and just getting that buzz from your phone to say that Shopify had, you know, someone's bought something for $9.99 or whatever you're selling, and then the PayPal notification as well. And I will never forget the feeling in my lifetime, sitting down, just getting that notification and someone halfway across the world has purchased a product. At this point, I'm still working my 9 to 5, still working for the job that I didn't see myself doing. You know, I hated waking up on a Monday morning, lived pretty much for the weekends, hated the long hours, hated the commute, you know, and it was just something that I didn't see myself doing. Now, I remember very vividly getting called into the office, and they sat me down. It was the CEO, it was the manager, and my line manager, and they sat me down and brought me into the room, and I had this gut feeling that something wasn't right. And they sat me down and they said, "I'm sorry, we're going to have to let you go." And it just took me back. I was just like, whoa, you know, I just lost my job. Okay, they literally just said to me, it was as simple as that, you know, "We're sorry, we're gonna have to let you go." Obviously they explained things, but it was just as simple as those words to completely change my life. And I had to pick up my stuff and walk outside, and of course call family to let them know that I'm no longer got a job. You know, I'm a first class graduate with no job. Okay, I've got no income whatsoever. I've just lost my job. I've graduated university with a business and management degree, and I've got no job. It was at that point that I found my burning desire. And I will put out a video on finding your burning desire, because it's crucial that you have a burning desire to help you be successful and spur you on when things aren't always going your way. Now, it was as simple as the person, my CEO, literally saying, "We're sorry, we do not need you anymore," or "You are fired," to completely change my life. And that is what I did not want. I did not want one person, just one person, a simple human as I am, to say 3 words and completely change my life. Now, again, I'm nothing against people having bosses, having jobs, because of course they are needed for society to function. But with that being said, if you're working a job or working something that you are not happy with, and you know you're not happy with, you regret Mondays, you know, and all these sorts of things, then, you know, you have an opportunity right now to change what you are doing. You don't have to do it. Remember, we're limited on time on this earth. So if you're spending most of your time Monday to Friday doing something that you don't enjoy, then you have an opportunity to change it. So I'm jobless. I've got 1 sale on Shopify, and no, at that point I am not the beast of ecom. But I had to go out and find another 9 to 5. I had no income whatsoever, and I was still trying to make Shopify work at that time. And what I did was I shut down the niche store that I made that 1 sale on and started a general store. Why did I do that? Because of course I was finding loads of cool different products that I wanted to test on my niche store, but they were just completely unrelated to the niche, so it would look absolutely stupid. So my advice would be, if you are getting started with things and you don't know which niche you want to jump into, just start a general store. So I shut that store down at a loss. Remember, I spent 400 to 500 quid, which is about probably around $800, $700 for the US folk watching this video. I was in the red, shut that niche store down and started a general store testing the products that I wanted to test. Now that I have my general store all up and running, looking professional, looking fantastic, I was able to test a wide range of products, okay? Products that I wanted to test on my niche store, but it was totally, limited and completely went against the niche. So now that I got my general store, I was able to test them. So I was searching for products and testing a lot of different products on my website. And that's when I started to find my winners. It was at that point I was starting to find and make consistent sales. It didn't just happen overnight. It probably took 2 to 3 months, maybe 4 months before I actually started generating a nice $100 a day, $200 a day, $300 a day, and it slowly kept creeping as I was finding more and more winners. And again, that's the most important thing about anyone watching this video who wants to be, who wants to actually crush e-commerce, crush dropshipping, is never to give up and always to test. I'm making sales with my Shopify store consistently. Nothing that would make you say wow, but I'm still working my 9 to 5, which I wasn't exactly passionate about and didn't want to do for the rest of my life. So my routine at that time was waking up at 7 a.m, getting to work for 8:30, then working from 8:30 till 5 p.m, and then coming home, I'd then sleep, I'd then eat, and then from about 8 p.m. till 1 a.m, 2 a.m, sometimes 3 a.m, even 4 a.m. at times. If I had a product that I wanted to get out, I'd be working on my stores and completely hustling, finding products, okay, testing products, tweaking ads, basically doing all that I can, because remember, I had that burning desire, and that's what my burning desire was. Sometimes it pushes you to do crazy things. Now, for about a year, I was basically operating on 4 hours sleep. I took no holidays whatsoever in the space of that year. And this is the important thing that I want to tell you guys, is that you have to find your burning desire. And if you want to be successful in something in your craft, then you have to put in the work. Okay, don't just go home from your work. If you're working a 9 to 5 now and want to change your life, don't just go home and watch Netflix. Don't just go home and play on computer games. Actually put the work in, okay? Because knowledge is power. Remember, there's a quote out there. I don't know who said it. If you know who said it, put it in the comments down below. But spend a moment of your life working like others won't, so you can live the rest of your life how others can't, or something along those lines. So you have to put in the work. As time went on, I got better at Facebook adverts. I got better at finding winning products, okay? And I was able to outsource my team for fulfilling orders and stuff like that, and let me concentrate on the things that were the money-making activities. So I was getting better, and I remember scaling up to $1,000 a day, but I was still seeing screenshots of 10,000, thinking, how on earth are they getting there? But it was important that I stayed in my lane. Then as time went on, I was scaling up to $5,000 a day, then $10,000 a day, then $20,000 a day, then $40,000 a day, $50,000 a day. They didn't just happen overnight, okay? And it's important that you put in the work, and no, things won't just come like that, okay? You have to put in the work. And no, I didn't just scale from $1,000 today to 50,000. It didn't just happen like that, okay? It took probably about close to a year and a half before I was able to hit those numbers consistently, okay? But there was a point in time where I was just stuck at $1,000, okay? But I couldn't reach $5,000. But I didn't give up, and I wasn't focused on what anyone else was doing. And again, there come a time when I hit $5,000, but I couldn't break 5 figures a day. I just could not do it, whatsoever. Whatever I was doing, I just could not do it. But then there came a time when, I found a winning product, tested things a little bit different, and things completely took off. So you have to stay in your lane, don't give up, and keep going. The company that I was working for while I was making my Shopify sales was a small company. It wasn't a big company. So there was times when I was making more money with my Shopify store than the company was itself. And it completely blew my mind and opened me up to what and how powerful the internet and e-commerce actually is. So I decided to take the leap of faith and completely work full-time as an e-commerce expert or internet entrepreneur, or live a laptop lifestyle, or whatever you want to call it. And I've been doing that successfully for over 3 years now. Things haven't always just been straightforward. I've been hit with PayPal holds before. If you check one of my other videos, close to $80,000 I've had on hold from PayPal. I've had reserves of up to 70% every single transaction before. they all get resolved in the end. But again, entrepreneurship is nothing that is just plain sailing, okay? As an entrepreneur, you have to adapt and survive and keep crushing it. So my situation right now, I've got general stores, I've got niche stores, I've got branded stores, all that myself and my team of VAs all help me with. I've got investments outside of e-commerce, and basically now I'm at a point where I can kind of travel where I want without having to ask a boss for, you know, days off. You know, I love Mondays now. I don't have to commute, I can just literally work from home or whichever country I'm in. And that's what I've always wanted with a laptop lifestyle, you know, to get to this point where I can just travel wherever I want on my own terms, never have a boss, you know, and just live a life that I've always kind of wanted to live, you know, and buy things that I've always wanted to buy as well. And of course, I've got my YouTube channel, which is probably about 3 months old now. It's been growing at a fantastic rate. So thank you to anyone who has subscribed, anyone who is a subscriber. I started this YouTube to help you guys make money with e-commerce, whether it be Shopify, dropshipping, you know, just help you guys give away as much value as I possibly can so you guys can achieve the same. So thank you to anyone who is a subscriber, okay? I fully appreciate it. If you want to get into my mastermind group, free mastermind group on Facebook, the link will be down below. Again, I've got a link down below for my free course as well. Hit me up on Instagram, it'll pop up on the screen. Drop me a like, drop me a DM, drop me a follow, and we can try and connect on there as well. So that is it for this video. I hope it has inspired you and now that you guys know a little bit more about myself, and things obviously weren't plain sailing. I didn't just pop up and become the beast of ecom overnight, okay? So if you are at any point in this video, you know, see yourself in the same situation, keep going, keep persevering, and you will get there in the end. So that is it for this video. I'll be back with another one, dropping nothing but, you already know, value bombs. Take care, and I'll see you later.
Yeah.